Pat Dooley is on the air.
Let's do it. It's go time.
You can be part of the show by calling 392-TALK. That's 392-8255.
You know, if I'm saying something to you, I don't say to you, I'm going to say something to you and then say it. I just say it.
Or hit the guys up on social media by tweeting to @JeffCardozoUF and @Pat_Dooley. The grill is hot and the beverages are ice cold. It's time to tailgate. Here are Jeff and Pat.
All right, welcome in to another edition of the Tailgate. Pat Dooley and Jeff Cardozo with you today. A kind of a nice day out there today. A little breeze blowing. I wouldn't want to be playing certain golf holes, but because it was blowing pretty hard at one point. And it was a nice night. We were all worried about rain, and I know we're especially worried about lightning being an issue.
Yeah, you don't want delays ever.
Yeah.
But no, all in all, good. I was able to get the yard done today. So I labored on Labor Day. And then
laboring right now.
I cleaned the garage. Got stuff done that I don't normally ever get to do. So that opportunity.
Labor Day to me is quit being a big day as soon as I got into this profession, the sports writing profession.
Yeah, you don't really get it all.
You always had to work on Monday. Yeah,
sure.
It didn't matter. So I don't think I've ever really considered it. I'm not even sure 100% what we're.
But for all of you that got to enjoy it, if you maybe went over to the beach and you're on your way back now, you turned around the tailgate, we get a couple of hours to chat with you, of course, about the Gator game, but what a fun first weekend. I think that, especially now when you look at week 2 and there's absolutely nothing exciting going on. So this was the week where we at least got some answers from a lot of different things. I guess maybe the biggest take out of all of it, I guess there's two for me. One would be I didn't think Arch was going to be as cracked up as we thought. But listen, Ohio State's defense good, so he's still going to be a good player. But you couldn't anoint him the Heisman preseason. That was just dumb for anybody that did that bet. And then two, LSU could be legit. If Nussmeier can do what he's supposed to do and, you know, they get all their million transfers to figure it out and play cohesively together, that's obviously a team that you got to figure out, and Florida's got to go there in a couple of weeks. So that has now turned in one of the more tougher games on the schedule for me.
Jeff, I cannot believe how tough their schedule got on this weekend.
Yeah, two more teams potentially ranked with USF and Florida State.
USF was supposed to be a cakewalk. Don't worry about it. I mean,
it's still an 18.5-point spread.
It is, which seems to be excessive, but you still were thinking that it wouldn't be a problem, and then all of a sudden they've got this Byron Brown kid who's running over people and throwing the ball like he looks a lot like he reminds me a little bit of Byron Leftwich, and he's talented and. They looked fast. I will say this. If you watch that game and if you get a chance to watch it, I watched most of it. Boise looked really bad.
They did.
They looked slow. They looked uninterested. And I'm not describing Alabama's football team. I'm describing Boise State's. But you could make an argument for Alabama the same way. And, boy, there are guys catching hell now because they weren't hustling all the time, and it got caught on video.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest take, and maybe because, you know, he was at a smaller school, and then you go and you have Penix, and you're really good, but you're not playing a lot of people, and then, of course, you lightning in a bottle, and it gets you the Alabama job, but I'm not sure if he is the type of person, because of the background, if he really knows how to make guys discipline or – gets them to get what it takes to be successful at this level. There was so many different stats about what he has done with this program and all the different things. I don't know if I saved the one, but I think it was basically comparing Nick Saban's record and here it is. Since 2007, this is your boy Brett McMurphy that put this out there.
He is my boy. I'll take credit for him.
He's awesome. He's awesome. In games when Alabama was favored by at least 14 points, Nick Saban, 131-2. Kalen DeBoer, 4-4.
That's not good.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, plus since they got to number 1 last year after they beat Georgia. They're 5-5 since that game. So, I mean, it's not going good, and it is getting loud, I'm sure, out there. I mean, I've already, Feinbaum was asked today by Greeny on that show. What is that, take up or get off or whatever?
First take.
First take. Now, is it first take?
Mm-hmm.
Well, which one is get up?
Oh, that is get up. Yeah, that Greeny's get up. First take is
anyway,
the other one.
I flip around, but anyway, it was he was asking me, he goes, look, if Nick Saban gets a call right now to come back, do you think he would? And they were talking about whether he would or not, and I'm like,
Jeez.
What is wrong with you? You don't think he saw this coming? That he was no longer going to be able to go into a kid's living room and show them what he's able to do in getting guys to the NFL and how good he is at developing players, and that wasn't going to matter anymore. Yeah. And he realized that, and that's why he bolted.
It's the biggest take of what NIL is. We now see teams, one, they can resurrect things pretty quickly, and Florida State a good example. Because 2 years ago,
not.
great,
yeah.
and then sucked, and then now figured it
Apparently
out.
It's going to be
got the right guys. But you can't really hoard talent anymore. No. I think that's the biggest thing is guys were going to sit there and know that, hey, I'm going to eventually get the opportunity to play for Alabama, and then I'm going to play in the NFL. But now it's like, hey, you can go get paid to play somewhere else right away, get your bag for a year or two, and then still have the opportunity to go to Alabama or places like that. I think that's what's happening. And you have places like Texas Tech with seems like unlimited funds that all of a sudden are going to try to pay for victories and all those types of things. So,
well, that was a quote from Saban when he left, as he said, "Look, I get a guy in here to have our exit meeting for the season, and I'm going to explain to him how we want him to do these things, and if you can do these things in the off season, I think you can start next year." And he just went, "No, coach, just tell me what you're going to pay me."
Yeah.
And that's when he just went, maybe it's time for me to walk away. So I think that's a part of it. But hey, I will give credit to teams that played extremely hard this weekend, and one of them at the top of my list would be Florida State. I don't think anybody played any harder than FSU did.
Yeah.
And I give them a lot of credit for that.
Now, they only completed 9 passes and won the game, but obviously Castellanos can run it, and it's a weapon. You got to figure it out. And maybe teams will by the middle of the end of the year.
They may not have cable in Tuscaloosa because I saw this guy play for 3 years.
And that's what he did.
And he was scary because of the way his ability to run the ball. But boy, I don't know, man. Alabama is –
they got out physical, and that was certainly the surprise. And maybe the biggest surprise in the Gator game was the guy that came out in the second half at quarterback. I was a little surprised, yeah. So, and I think, in talking to Billy after the game, he basically said the last couple of weeks he just surprised a lot of people, and he showed that he could handle it and be ready for it. And, that certainly wasn't the plan to have him be the quarterback, but – I think if you look at if he's going to be pretty even with the other two guys, well, why not then get him ready to potentially be in there?
You got tape on these other guys. You know what they can and can't do. Tramel Jones in a college game, even though it was barely a college game, you wanted to see what he could do in front of the crowd like that. So I think that was good, and then we'll just see going forward. I think Tramel Jones is the kind of guy that you can win some games with him at quarterback. You're not going to win the big games. You're not going to go, to the extreme. But eventually, I think you could. He's the guy you need to start developing. And there's no point in now. Again, who knows? With Harrison Bailey, may go, "Oh, I thought I was coming to be the backup. Never mind. I'm going to go somewhere else now. I'm going to go to Liberty as their backup or whatever."
He'll be here the year and just finish it up and see what happens. But, for those of you that missed what Billy Napier said, and this was his quote, he said, "Tramel earned the job. Had a really strong surge the last couple of weeks as he got healthy. We started to give him more reps with the first and second unit. He just kept getting better. He's a pure passer. He can throw it. He's got velocity on the ball. The spin rate is impressive, and he's a very accurate quarterback." And I think we saw that with what he was able to do out there.
How's your spin rate right now?
I could still spin the football. I don't have much velocity on it, but I could throw it pretty good.
I used to be able to. I kind of at some point in my life realized I have smaller hands than a lot of people have. And that's one reason I have a hard time with
Playing the guitar.
bar chords are really hard for me. Well, a lot of people they're not. But yeah, I could still stow it pretty good. I had a T-shirt for my intramural team in high school. It was called the Golden Arm with a name on it.
Big time.
I could drive a team up and down the field.
Well, if you want to see Pat's T-shirt on our YouTube channel, then that is out there. Just search for WRUF, home of the Gators. You can see my T-shirt as well. I got the Enrico Palazzo World Tour
Very nice
T-shirt,
Yep.
which is a classic. So
And a 2-Bits hat. Man, you're bringing on all the celebrities.
a little style today. When you don't have to work, you can just wear cash stuff. So it's a good thing. But I still worked. I had to write some emails and do different things. So you never get the time off. And, of course, it was a 7-day work week last week because Saturday, of course, football, Sunday, volleyball yesterday. Good start for Ryan Tice at home. They just destroyed Norfolk State, and that was
I know it was 3-0, but I'm assuming it was like
– it was 3-0 and quick.
Yeah.
It was over in less than an hour and a half. So good
for you.
Good way to start. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll open up our phone lines for you. Of course, that is our Titan MRI and Imaging Hotline. Maya is here. She has got the magic fingers ready to answer the phone at 392-8255. We'll get those going when we come back here on the Tailgate.
You spoke, we listened. You wanted the easiest car buying experience ever. So we're giving you the easiest car buying experience ever. Your schedule doesn't have time for 5 hours in a car dealership. Work, kids, soccer practice, grocery runs, jury duty. Really? That again? Gatorland Toyota puts your convenience at the top of the list. With Express Shopping, you can browse our incredible selection and buy your vehicle entirely from the comfort of your home. Financing, paperwork, trade appraisal, even the pricing can be done remotely. No need to come to the dealership. Gatorland Toyota delivers your new car to you. And what if that car was fully customized? With our pre-order program, it's easier than ever to get the exact vehicle you want from headlights to trunk. Have a vehicle to trade or sell? Even if you don't buy from us, we'd love to take it off your hands and give you a top dollar offer that you're sure to love. Come experience how Gatto's got it at Gatorland Toyota today. Visit GatorlandToyota.com for the easiest car buying experience ever.
It's a hard reality to know you're getting older. Believe me, I sit next to Pat every single day, but we all have to go through it, and with it comes some aches and pains with every single step. But the good part is the pains are fixable, and one quick stop into Titan MRI will get you going in the right direction. There's lots of us out there that think we can just handle pain or it'll just eventually go away, but what you may not realize, you could be ruining yourself for many years to come. I'm telling you, go see Joe and the crew at Titan MRI. Their entire mindset is finding out what you need to feel better and getting it to someone that can fix it. With an average scan time of just 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be back on your way, carrying on your day in no time. Titan MRI is the only locally owned and operated MRI center in Gainesville, and their staff has more than 20 years of experience in the community. And they've been so good that Lake City came calling. They've got a place that is perfect up in Columbia County as well. Even your own doctors are bringing their families to Titan MRI. So get in front of those aches and pains and tell your doctor to refer you to Titan MRI.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
The biggest names in Gator Nation appear here. WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF.
All right, welcome back. Duels and Dozo here with you. Happy Sonic Sound Off Monday, Labor Day. If you got to enjoy it off, congratulations. That is a good thing. And we're going to be saying congratulations to our college football pick'em winner. Of course, that is brought to you by Bud Light, and a lot of people got in it, made their picks for the first week. You don't have to do it every week. We'll have weekly winners throughout the year on that one. But where you're really going to want to get in, and you still have, 3 more days or so, to make sure you get into our survivor pool, and that is going to be NFL. and that is brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging. Joe is awesome, and Joe has confirmed a phenomenal cash prize. We're going to give $500 to the winner, and also we're going to have a DJ Lagway autograph for you, thanks to Jameel at the Mealy Pop Shop. So appreciate Titan MRI. They are phenomenal. And, of course, if you need any kind of MRI, any kind of injury happening, you go to the doctor and they says, hey, where do you want me to go? You tell them Titan MRI, or you're stupid if you don't, because they are quick, easy, fast, take basically any insurance imaginable, and they will take care of you in a hurry. And they even have a machine where if you wanted to get it, like right now, they'll give you a headset and you can listen to the tailgate while you're getting your MRI. So how cool is that?
It is cool. It is cool. I usually get them during the day, so early days. So because
you have to work.
Yeah, I'm listening. Well, not really.
So again, if you have not gotten into our Survivor Pro yet for the NFL and you want to get in, all the links should have been emailed. Anybody that's emailed me should already have gotten the link and hopefully has gotten signed up. You got 3 more days to get into that Survivor Pool and say, hey, I want in. I will send you the link. Just email me, thetailgate, WRUF, at gmail.com. Again, thetailgate, WRUF, at gmail.com. Say you want in. You can win a whole bunch of cold, hard cash, courtesy of Titan MRI. All right, let's get the phones going. And John's going to kick it off today. John, what's up? Welcome.
Oh, God. Don't ask me what I thought about the game. That's what I lie to you. LIU was probably a game that Buchholz could have beat. I mean, no, the offensive line completely sucked on the right side of it. DJ moved around, but very pedestrian-like. The bright spot was Vanell Brown and Terrell Jones. That's the future. If we want to have a winning season, we better use Jones as a quarterback, and I think Vanell Brown will bail us out. And I got a riddle for you. What does Bud Light, Gator football, and Taylor Swift all have in common?
They have all met Peyton Manning at one time in their lives.
No, they all suck. You have to pay $300 to see a Gator game or see Taylor Swift, and I enjoy Bud Light.
Yeah, John, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
like
you're being an idiot.
Don't be an idiot, John. Like if you're gonna call and you're trying to like be this guy who is like I don't know, a thing or a character, like go back to the way you used to be. Like you were really good back then. Now you're just a jackass.
He's trying to be Cattleman Light.
Yes. And nobody cares. Jonesy, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Pat Dooley.
What's up, Jonesy?
Jonesy's happy today.
He should be. Hey.
Well,
you heard what I said earlier. I didn't think anybody in the country played as hard as FSU did this weekend.
I agree. Those guys was physical, and sometimes you have to change the culture. But I go all the way back to that Ernest Bowl when we played Georgia. And we kept talking about we should be in the championship. We should be in the championship. Instead of getting past that, that followed us into the next season. Then going out and getting that quarterback, you and I both know he wasn't worth a nickel.
Well, it was a combination of losing so many good players, bringing in the wrong guy at quarterback, and not hitting on some other guys in the portal. And I think that combination. And then once you got that losing mentality, and I think that's probably a question that Mike Norvell had to ask himself, did I not do enough to get that losing mentality to be stopped? But once you got into it, you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, that free fall is something else. But do you believe? And I think the Gators, to me, they made a mistake playing this team, because sometimes you can play down to their level and can't get up for a team that's a lot better than they are. But one thing that I noticed that coaches like Steve Spurrier and Bobby Bowden and Saban had, that you will be up for any team. I don't care if that team was the boys' club. They had their team ready to play. And I see Alabama coach, he's not getting that team up ready to play. He still have the same type of talent. And I don't think he's going to make it.
Wow, I tell you what, it's loud in Tuscaloosa right now. There's no question about it. But I don't know what. Look, Florida's played Long Island. We've known they were going to play Long Island forever. I don't know anybody's surprised that they played Long Island. Florida won 55-0 and had no penalties and no.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. They allowed 2 first downs, Jones. Yeah. They didn't have a penalty. They did all these things that that's never happened under Napier. I think it's a perfect way to start. You get some confidence, whereas you're not playing a Utah or Miami like the last couple of years, and now you go up another step, and then you're ready for LSU in a couple of weeks. Plus, I think that's an old school way of thinking. I mean, just ask Pat. Anytime he can't get it up, he just throws the blue pill in. So maybe Napier's got a bunch of blue pills he gave all the players.
I'm sitting right here.
Hey, I'll tell you on that deal. I'm about Pat age. Like I said, the Gators. I think they got an awesome team, but they didn't play up to the ability that they have. You get what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Sure I don't get that. They won 55-0,
and they didn't punt.
They didn't they punted once.
Oh, yeah, the one time, yes.
The other team punted 9 times.
Yeah. So, I mean, they did everything that they were supposed to do, Jonesy. They created turnovers. I'm not sure what else you can accomplish.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean,
like,
Lagway looked a little rusty in the first possession.
Sure.
And after that was, they look.
Okay, well,
it's gonna that game is gonna have nothing to do with any other game the rest of the year. But the good sign is that they had no penalties and gave up no points, and so I mean, I think that's all you can ask out of a team.
Yeah, like I say, the Gators got a great opportunity. That's a very tough schedule they have. I mean, even if he say he went 75-84, a lot of people are talking about firing him. Do you think that's worth firing him with the schedule he have if he go 8-4?
No, they're not firing him at 8-4,
no.
And I don't even know why this is a conversation right now.
Right, I don't know why the noise is in the system concerning that, because I think this is the toughest schedule I've ever seen.
Oh, there's noise in every system, man. Everybody's got noise in the system, and you don't think they got a little noise in the Clemson system right now, and they don't have a little noise in the Texas system right now?
I mean, Ohio State won, and Ryan Day's still getting some flack because he apparently has got a nipple ring. So, I mean, everybody's got noise.
Okay, I'm going to get off now, but I want to ask you this. Do you believe that Napier needs an offensive coordinator, or he can continue to run those same plays and be successful? Okay, holler back, guys.
Thanks, Jonesy. He's got all the talent in the world. This is the year to find that out.
Yes.
And he's also got 2 guys that give him a lot of input throughout the game, more so than he has gotten in his previous 3 years here. So even though he is technically the offensive coordinator and the play caller, there are other guys that are working very hard throughout the week to act like they're a part of that role. So he has certainly lessened what he's doing.
But like you said earlier, Jeff, I mean, they've got 4 offensive linemen back. They've got 3 really legit receivers, and that didn't. I mean, if you want to count Mizell, that's 4. I mean, really potentially great receivers. You got a good tight end. You got 2 great running backs. So if the offense doesn't work, then you've got issues. But that wasn't their problem last year either.
No,
they just couldn't play defense early, and then they figured
they averaged over 30 a game in the last 4 games. So they were doing just fine. All right, tonight after us, and then you got to wait a little bit. Go have some dinner, but you can see if this guy can get it up, or his team up. Bill Belichick. We know he has no problems with the first part because he's done well for himself. But TCU at North Carolina, the last of all the great college football games this weekend. We'll have that here on the station at 7:30. So we'll see if Bill Belichick can get after it. Are you excited about that one? It's a good way to wrap up the week. There's intrigue for that for sure.
Yeah, I think the fact that North Carolina is like a 2.5-point underdog too is interesting at home. So, and they're going to have all these people on the sideline, Michael Jordan, all these celebrities from the North Carolina's past will be there. So that'll be cool.
You know what's also interesting, and this can be a conversation throughout the week. But Ohio State last year had Chip Kelly and offense was really good. They did a lot of cool things. This year, their defensive coordinator is Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that was with Belichick for forever, and a head coach in the NFL himself, and some of those schemes that they ran against Arch in Texas, I think really confused him. And that's probably a point where you give a lot of credit to Ohio State. I mean, they've got a dude that knows what the heck he's doing. So I would think North Carolina and Belichick and the schemes and everything else, like they're going to be able to surprise some teams if he can get those guys to understand it, because they're going to be doing stuff that is not normally seen in college.
Well, one thing that Ohio State did, and you know how I dislike zone defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
They ran a lot of man zone, which means, okay, you got this guy, but the rest of you guys are playing zone, and maybe you have this guy. And they did that, and that confused Manning because he would read the defense as being one thing and then realize that it wasn't, and then held on to the ball a lot. I thought the biggest thing I saw out of Arch Manning that was alarming to me was the number of sidearm throws he made, and they were never accurate. They were
footwork wasn't the best.
Yeah. He wasn't planting and throwing the ball. He was doing this all the time, and I was like, God, what are you doing? You had a guy open there, and you threw it at his feet. So Sark said that Arch let it get to him, the whole thing. And I think it doesn't help when every third commercial was an Arch Manning commercial, and now you're kind of going, I kind of hope he fails now. But I was actually rooting for Texas, but I got to give Ohio State credit. They said, hey, we're the national champs. You guys haven't won crap.
Yeah, and you're in our place.
Yep.
That's the way it was. All right, let's get a break. Phone lines, again, open for you, 392-8255. If you want to be a part of things, you are listening to The Tailgate.
Your home for Monday Night Football. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Gator Nation, come on out to the Mealy Pop Shop here in town. We are the #1 spot in the state of Florida for sports cards, Pokemon cards, memorabilia, and pretty much everything else collectible. I like to say we buy, sell, trade, and grade at our shop. So if you want to buy something, if you want to sell something, make some cash, you want to trade in some stuff, or you can even grade as we grade with PSA, SGC, and CGC. We host weekly breaks with personal and group breaks. Just find us at Mealy Pops Breaks on all the social media platforms. Whether it be a massive Skeens RPA or a Carlos Alcaraz Superfractor, we pulled some amazing hits. We're located right off of 39th Avenue, off I-75, behind Sonny's and Walgreens. Whether you're 6 or 86, come on out to our shop. Open Wednesday through Sunday, and you can also access our website, mealypops.com, for all of your collectible needs. Go Gators, can't wait to see you at Mealy Pops. We're located right off of 39th Avenue, off I-75, behind Sonny's and Walgreens. mealypops.com. Come on out to our shop.
There's a ton of things I love doing. That's why I have so many fun jobs and why I try so hard to make it to the kids' concerts, recitals, and games. But with everything that's going on, it doesn't leave me much time to take care of the chores at home. And since I hate chores, especially cleaning, I let the experts handle that one for me. Each week, a fully trained team from Molly Maid dusts, vacuum, wipes, cleans, whatever I need them to do in the house, leaving me more time to do the things I enjoy. Molly Maid is fully insured and is ready to do your dirty work for you as well. Call them up at 378-7755 or check them out online at mollymaid.com. They're made for this.
Sonic Radio. I'm your host, the CIO, and I just found the sound effects machine. Just in time because the new Junior Chicken sandwiches at Sonic are only $1.99 each. It's perfectly seasoned, crispy chicken that comes in original or honey chipotle. No. Already did that one. Save that one for later. That's a soft no.
Find Junior Chicken sandwiches on the Sonic Fun 99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic. Tax not included. See menu for details.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
You see the more than 70 bright green trucks all over town making sure our neighborhoods go from cluttered to clean. But what you may not know is there are more than 130 employees at GFL whose hard work and dedication deliver quality services to each and every one of you throughout the year. Rain or shine, regardless of the elements, GFL employees pride themselves on knowing what they do is crucial in our community, and they are looking to add fine folks to their ever-growing team. So if you want to be a part of the fourth largest provider of environmental solutions in North America, look into joining the Green Team here in Gainesville by checking out the career section at gflenv.com. Country fried sirloin, herb-crusted chicken, chicken critters, pulled pork, pork chops, sirloin steak. Do I have you salivating yet? Well, those are just a few of the things you can scarf down on the early dine menu at Texas Roadhouse. And best of all of that, only $12.99. It happens every Monday through Thursday from 3 to 5, so grab some grub and then head home and listen to the tailgate all the way until 6. And even though that's early dine, the staff of the Texas Roadhouse will wine and dine you 7 days a week with a menu made for many. Texas-sized combos, succulent steaks, and burgers that are as big as Gator Sports are just the start. And speaking of starting, their fresh baked bread with honey cinnamon butter is waiting. So what are you waiting for? Get over to the Texas Roadhouse and wash it all down with some beer, wine, or the coolest cocktails around. AJ and the crew are ready for you. It's just west of the interstate off of the Archer Road exit, so hit the road for the Roadhouse. Your taste buds will thank you.
Every Gator football game all season long, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
All right, welcome back. Jeffrey and Patrick here with you on a Sonic Sound Off Monday. Maya taking the calls. Can chime in on YouTube if you would like. All you have to do is search WRUF, home of the Gators, leave some comments, and we will get to those when we have the opportunity.
So basically, we're sharing space with the NFL because they've got a game on YouTube Friday night.
Ooh.
I assume that they got their deal solved with Fox. I assume that happened before, and you knew it would. But that was going on Twitter. It was a big war on Twitter for a while there. They were saying, as of Wednesday, they weren't going to have the Texas-Ohio State game on. But, of course, everybody probably worked things out.
Yes, like they always do. All right, back to the phones we go. All right, Duels, let's do this.
Ready?
Yep.
Gator
Pete.
Lovely, boys. Thanks for the intro.
What's up, Pete?
Hey, so now that we've got our one-game sample size, I know, Jeff, you had us going, 9-3, and
yep.
Pat, was it 10-2?
No, I think 10-2 is their ceiling. That's what I said.
Okay, so
I think they're an 8-4 is what I would say.
Really? Okay. So I had them last week about 10-2, taking losses to LSU and on the road to Texas A&M. I don't know who Texas A&M even played. It probably wasn't a big school, right?
No, it wasn't UTSA, was it?
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah. They were. It was competitive for a little while, and then they blew them out.
Yeah. So judging by what we saw from, say, LSU, Texas, which if you put another name on the quarterback from Texas, who would it be? Because, I mean, you're not even really
Skylar Morningway.
Yeah, exactly. Is it Tyler Murphy or someone? I don't know. But it's like no one really that reputable that you'd even think, wow, they're really killing it today.
Yeah. You know? I mean, he had a bad game, and I don't think Sark had a good game either. I thought he did terrible play calling, and I really hated the 4th and goal at the 1 yard line.
But that's the thing though. If they convert on a couple of those, they win the game.
Yeah.
So it's not like they got destroyed. So they'll be fine. I think Arch will throw for a whole bunch of yards this week, and
they clearly
light it
have
up
a great defense.
Yeah, they'll be okay. But yeah, I don't know how special anything was. I mean, you're still Gunnar Stockton at Georgia. Does that excite you? Or does that scare you if you're a Gator fan? I don't think so yet. So I think probably looking at it and from what happened week 1, LSU is right now a pretty tough opponent. I think the Gators, they got drubbed by A&M last year because they expected the other guy to be the quarterback, and then they threw in the other guy, and he just kind of ran around, and they weren't ready for it. So I think they'll be ready for it this year. It'll be a different story.
Are their names Calzada and Reed?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. And Calzada's Kentucky now.
He's Kentucky. I watched their game, and boy, that Toledo almost beat them, and that a lot of it was because of Zach Calzada, to be honest with you.
Okay, so did Tennessee's quarterback surprise you guys against Syracuse?
Yeah, he did good. I think you got to give him credit, and it was probably it's a better trade. I mean, they get him and they get rid of numbnuts that's out at UCLA wearing a skirt.
He was trash,
and he was awful. So I think Tennessee probably upgraded.
Yeah, I actually taped that game and got up Sunday morning because it started at 11, and which meant 11:10, which meant it would be over at 2:30, 3 in the morning. So I taped it, got up the next morning and watched it, and I was just blown away with how bad he was. And I was trying to tell people Utah might be a sleepy good team this year because Whittingham obviously did not want to go out the way people wanted him to go out last year. What, they win 4 games all year? 4 or 5? Yeah. And they're going to be better this year.
Do you think the talent that Tennessee had surrounding Nico actually made him look a whole lot better than what he was?
I don't think he ever really looked good last year.
Yeah,
he didn't, but they won more games than probably what he deserved.
Yeah, because I think the scheme, and he doesn't have that anymore.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's reel it back in. What are you guys still thinking the same amount of wins and losses with what you saw, say, from LSU, Tennessee, Texas, Florida State?
Yeah, I still think that because of the difficulty of the schedule, three would be ideal, and 3 gets them in the playoff, especially now when you look at Florida State and even USF being on there.
Yeah. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, I mean the same way. I mean, I didn't look everything that we had heard about Florida as a team. We saw pretty much 13 different freshmen played in the game. 2 freshmen played in the game. So they've got a lot of talent on this team. What they do with it is going to be the key, and certainly the schedule got more difficult, in that South Florida beats a ranked team, LSU beats a ranked team, a top 10 team, FSU beats a top 10 team. I mean that just tells you that they're pretty good teams and not as bad as they aren't the games that you wanted to automatically put in the win column, and now I don't know that there are a lot of games that are automatically put in the win column. You got to be, but hopefully they're good enough. Florida's good enough that they can get things done. So I'd take 8-4 right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think from what I saw, just Florida's game, it was great to see. 2 bright spots was VB3 and backup quarterback.
Yeah, Tramel Jones.
We can only go on what people say because, we don't obviously see practices and stuff, but he looked really comfortable out there, and it's just nice to know that we're not going to have someone from Yale or whatever to put in if things go bad. We've got someone who looks very confident and, can grow into the spot.
Yep, they'll be all right for sure. All right, Pete, thank you, man. Good hearing from you.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, we'll snag Jack next. Jack, welcome.
Hey, guys. Hey, good to hear from you. Hey, what does Mo, Curly, and Shrimp have in common?
They're all related to Dooley.
Oh, a wise guy.
They're all brothers, and they're dead.
What a moron. Come on, dude. You got no personality. You can barely breathe. Come on, don't be like that. Call Paul Feinbaum show. Man, it was a warm-up. You know what? The Gators rock. By the way, I got a Dooleyism to say here before I start. I meant to say this last week, Pat. Forgive me. Enjoy every week because before you know it, it's going to be cold and Gator football will be over. Right, Pat?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The season always goes by way too fast. We're already on the Monday of week 3, technically. So, it goes fast.
course, all the Gator fans I know freaking about Florida State and Miami and all this stuff. I mean, first of all, Alabama's quarterback, I guess they got him from Hilliard, Florida, because he is bad. He is terrible. He couldn't look off a guy. The guy, he just looked at him right at him all the time. He was terrible.
What
and
is
they're
really
saying all over TV that Alabama didn't hustle to the ball.
Yeah.
What is really bad is Ty Simpson's quotes after the game where he says, well, after we went down the field to score, we kind of took things for granted after that. We thought it was going to be easy. And I'm like, if you're thinking that, don't tell anybody you were thinking that.
Yeah,
exactly.
And Jack, the interesting part is, remember, he had Julian Sayin on the roster when he got there. And he basically said, you're not going to play here. You need to transfer, and now he's starting quarterback at Ohio State. So
no kidding. I mean, you know what? Again, the guy played coach small ball. I mean, we're in our fourth year, Billy. I'm excited. I will say this. Hey, I was right about Arch Manning. Yeah, our guy's better. Yeah, I mean, you know what? The one thing you say about the HBC, he's always honest. He's always right. I think Arch is a great kid. He comes from a great family, and you know what? I wish him the best. I hope he finishes second in the Heisman this year, but again, the hype was so much, the poor kid just couldn't live up to the hype. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It was going to be impossible.
And it was not him doing it. However, he was in all these commercials Saturday too, and you were kind of like, hey, you know what? You might want to wait till you actually win a game.
Yeah. If somebody's old and I get one of those spots on the back of my head, I'll say this about Arch: he has great hair. Let me tell you, my only concern about the Gator football is I thought, again, not a criticism, just my opinion, which my opinion is like everybody else. Everybody's got an elbow, and I got an opinion. I thought maybe we should have gone to the portal last year for a right tackle, but Billy didn't think we should go. I think we're talented. I think the offensive line, they thought they could walk out there and play and be good, and they cranked it up and, again, had to make some adjustments. And, again, I think that, again, you look at LSU, how good is Clemson? I mean, they're on the road, but how good is Clemson?
Well, I thought Clemson was better than they are. That was,
okay,
and a lot of it was Klubnik too. There were games last year where I saw the same things out of him, where I went, what? You're supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Why are you doing this?
I didn't see it. And the great thing too, LSU's biggest weakness is their offensive line. If you remember last year in Gainesville, two guys named Banks and Saps wiped them like a Kimberly-Clark piece of toilet paper. And then poor Notre Dame, they had more white guys on there than they had on the bridge too far back in 1958. I mean, good gosh, those guys can't play. Gee, they're terrible. They were awful.
Bridge too far.
That was pretty good, Pat. That was for you.
That was good.
All right, guys.
All right, Jack.
I'll call you later. Go Gators, man.
Yep, good stuff as always. Appreciate you.
That's a good one. I like that. There were a lot of white guys there. I did.
But how about, speaking of white guy, how about Speartoe getting his first touchdown? That was cool.
Yeah.
Neat for him, a guy that's worked really, really hard. And that's what's fun about those types of games. I always, you obviously knew Brady really well, but, Brady Ackerman, the old sideline reporter, and he had the touchdown against Akron, and he'll never forget it. Spurrier put him in there to get a touchdown. So, Spurrier was always great.
He tried that with Bilkey one time, too, but he gave it to him 4 times from the goal line. He couldn't
never
get
got in.
Yeah.
So, opportunities like that are, these things that guys are going to remember forever. All right, we need a break. We'll do that. Come back, a few more phone calls before we wrap up the first hour. You're listening to The Tailgate.
I'm a man. I'm 40. And even though Pat is about double that, and we don't agree on lots of things, we both can appreciate the impact of something special on the Gainesville community. For more than 40 years now, Quality Plumbing has been proudly supporting countless local organizations and, of course, the Florida Gators year in and year out. And, by the way, they're pretty good at plumbing, too, setting the standard in the industry with reliable service and the results you can count on. So when your next plumbing problem pops up, don't stress. It's never a problem to pick up the phone and call Quality Plumbing 24/7, day or night. Quality Plumbing, where service, trust, and community come together. License number CFC 043073. So, it's summer. No major holidays, no big gift-giving pressure, but hey, love does not take a vacation. If you're thinking about popping the question or just upgrading from that high school promise ring energy to something a bit more grown up, Oaks Jewelry has you covered. With decades of distinction, Oaks is where you'll find hundreds of one-of-a-kind styles you won't see at all those cookie-cutter chain stores. And the best part, you'll actually save money, which means you can still afford a honeymoon that isn't your buddy's couch by the beach somewhere. Diamond solitaire engagement rings start at under $1,000. Whether it's vintage charm, modern sparkle, or something totally unique, Oaks Jewelry has the perfect ring for your once-in-a-lifetime moment. So, if it's time to lock it down for the summer, make it unforgettable without growing broke. Swing by Oaks Jewelry, where summer love meets unmatched value, and find the one, beside your partner. Oaks Jewelry, distinct, unique, yours.
Hey, it's Adam with Adam's Rib Company. 20 years ago, my wife Michelle and I sought out to offer the best barbecue at a fair price to you, our loyal customers. We feel like we've been doing that. And to continue the great brand that we started many years ago, we've expanded to offer our new mobile kitchen, the Little Rib. Give us a check out on Facebook to see where you can find it at next. In addition, we can provide any barbecue catering needs. Dine in with us at our main location or give us a call at 352-373-8882 or visit us online at adamsribco.com.
So many of us have been looking for Waldo ever since we were kids, and when we finally found that red and white sweater, we were ecstatic. So many of us now are looking for a great deal on a vehicle, and guess what? When you find Waldo this time, you'll find a used car lot full of deals. Right Price Auto is right in the heart of Waldo, and they've got pretty much anything you'll be looking for in a used vehicle. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and even RVs. And you'll get the lowest fees, a lot less than those big dealers around. In business, for more than a decade, they've got quick and easy financing, a simple process of buying with no waiting around. Just find what you want and drive away that day. It's a quick and easy drive, too. Just 10 minutes from the Gainesville Airport, right off of 301. Check them out online at Right Price Auto FL, and then stop by and tell them the Tailgate sent you for a no-hassle way that'll surely make your day.
Hello, my name is Mike Oransky. I am a former director of racket sports and now a nationally ranked pickleball competitor. With the constant strain from high-level play, I deal with frequent muscle pulls and joint pain. Until I found PRP Regeneration Specialists for Focused Shockwave Therapy, this non-invasive treatment promotes faster healing and reduces pain. It helps me compete at my best and gets me back on the court faster every time.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
The rest of our Labor Day Monday is looking pretty nice. Partly cloudy skies. Still, though, a few showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder out there. 86 our high temperature. Breezy conditions as we head into this evening. It's still a bit on the breezy side, feeling nice. Low of 69 tonight. For tomorrow, Tuesday, a little warmer, 88 with a few late day afternoon thunderstorms. Even warmer for Wednesday, high 92. From the WFT Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gator football, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. Now, more of the Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Pat Dooley. Guys, can you at least save me one beverage?
All right, we are back here on the Tailgate. I don't know where I saw this stat, Jeff, but I did see it. I think it's true. Alabama has not been under 500 since the last game of the Mike Shula era.
Wow.
When they were 6-7, they lost the bowl game. That's the last time they've been under 500. They are under 500 right now. Them in Texas carrying up the rear of the SEC, which went 14-2. Took care of Long Island, Illinois State, all the powers. But I mean, it was.
So the South Carolina game was interesting.
Oh yeah, it was actually a really good.
Pretty good game until they ran back the punt, which was crazy.
But the crazy part was when Beamer says, "No, we're not going to take the 5 yards. We're going to
make them re-kick it."
And I went, that makes sense because guys run down the field once and they got to do it again.
Yeah.
And then they had a play on though that they were really thought would work, and it worked.
Changed the whole game.
Yep, sure
they
did.
couldn't do anything offensively and. Got to figure it out.
Boy, that guy Drones was not very good.
No, he was not. This guy's always good, though, so let's chat with him. ATX Gator, what's up, dude?
Fellas, Saturday was fun. Gators did what they needed to, took care of business. I think, the defense especially did exactly what you would expect against an inferior opponent. Completely dominated them. They never looked like they had a chance that way. I think offensively, one thing that jumped out to me, BB3, he seems like he's the Trey Wilson, the hype around Trey, but we just haven't seen yet. Like he is fast, he's twitchy, he gets it. The game seems to move slow for him. He's exciting to watch, and you saw it all in his first game as a 18-year-old, 17-year-old, and we haven't yet seen that from Trey.
Well, Trey was hurt. Was hurt almost the good part of last year. I mean, he was putting up great stats in his freshman year. He put up great stats too, but most of it was a lot of speed sweep stuff, and But I have no concerns about Trey Wilson.
Yeah. Again, I feel like he's not nearly as overhyped as Arch turned out to be, but there's a lot of, we just haven't seen the production yet. There's been a lot of talk about how good he could be. And yes, there were a couple little flashes, I think. But then you're right, he was hurt. So maybe I'm being a little bit overcritical. Jaden Ball looks like a man amongst boys, even, yes, LIU was completely overmatched, but he's cut from a different cloth. I thought it was nice that Billy gave him that carry to start the second half to get him over 100 yards. How about DJ? I definitely was a little concerned. He seems rusty, which you should expect, but 18.5 this weekend, that seems just, I would, if Florida could win by 10, I'll be happy. 18.5 seems a little far-fetched to me. What do you boys think?
Yeah, I was a little shocked at the number being that high. I'm with you. And then as far as DJ, though, the good part is he had to run probably a little bit more than what they wanted him to, or probably even what he wanted to, and he looked like he was going to be okay, and he was able to maneuver around the pocket. I think he still only had a couple of incompletions, so it wasn't necessarily the worst thing. He never really tried to go down the field a bunch either. And I think they were just trying to get him acclimated into to doing everything again and make sure he could read the field and see it and do what he needed to do. I think you'll see it ramped up a lot more next week.
Okay. And then quick, and I'll get out of the way here. Dallas Wilson, the foot in the boot, is that a long-term thing? Do we know?
No, I think really the plan was just maybe to miss this week and then he'd be back for next week.
Okay, that's a heck of an addition if we get him back. And then what was up with Ben Hanks? Why didn't he dress out?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay, something with the team then. Okay, he's one I'm looking forward to seeing get on the field. I think he's got a lot of potential. But hey, we had a good Saturday. I do think LSU, as good as they looked, I think the standstill quarterbacks are the more pocket passers. I think Florida's defense is more apt to play well against them. So as well as LSU and Miami looked, I do think because their quarterbacks aren't necessarily as mobile, I think Florida's defense sets up better for that. But looking forward to this weekend, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, do agree. Thanks, ATX Gator. Snag Tim the Tool Man to finish up the hour. Timmy, what's up?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Awesome, man.
Good. Hey, man, this weekend was really exciting. I was super excited about this weekend, especially to see that Florida truly has the toughest strength of schedule in the country. I mean, those teams definitely, Florida State looked pretty good. USF looked good. And Miami looked good. And then the interesting thing is, like, I have a cousin that plays for the University of Miami. So he plays defensive end, and he's number 18. His name's Armando Blunt.
Okay.
So that's my – yeah. So I'm supposed to be going to the game down there in South Florida on the 20th this month. So his father invited me down to it. We're going to be at the barbecue and all that stuff. So that's going to be really cool. And I did not know they reincarnated Leonard Fournette and put him on the Gators and put him on the Gators football team.
Better personality, though.
He's not going to go punching a bunch of people pregame. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
but Dana-
Ball's legit. He, Tyler Miles, the strength coach, said earlier this summer he was pound for pound the strongest guy he's ever been around. So, and I think obviously we saw that with a stiff arm and breaking tackles, and just nobody could get him down. It was pretty sweet. And if he runs like that, and I talked to the running back coach Jabbar Jalouk this past week, and I mean he just said he's different. And this is a guy that's 30 years experience at the high school and collegiate level, and he said he's in the top 3 that he's ever coached. So Ball's got a chance to be really darn good.
Yeah, that guy looked phenomenal with that stiff arm and then that run through that guy. I was like, holy smokes. I was like, yeah, we got us one right here. But Jackson, look, to me, I was like, the dancing. I was like, the dancing bear. We got a dancing bear in the backfield right now. I mean, he looked kind of a little, he looked at too, you know what I'm saying, like he was too anxious to get out there and run the ball. That's what I saw when I saw him running the ball. I was like, come on, bro, get back to your, the way you.
Yeah, and he probably will as the competition goes. I mean, at that point, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, hey, if I can just, I don't even have to break a tackle. If I can just find a hole here, I can break it. So I think, look, Jacoby Jackson's known for being physical, and I think he'll be fine going forward in terms of the physicality of it. I appreciate the call, Tim. We got to get out of here for the end of this hour. We'll come back with another full hour of the tailgate. So we can't wait for it, and we can't wait to see you again. This is the tailgate on WRUF.
There's so many reasons to love living in North Central Florida. The trees and the breeze are certainly a part of that, but as we have all realized from another round of storms, those things may not be the best for our residents and our roofs. But what is the best is a company that's been fixing things the right way for more than 40 years. That's the locally owned and operated Gainesville McFall Builders and McFall Residential Roofing. They offer the longest warranties in town, a 10-year instead of 5, and all of their workers are employees, no subcontractors that are going to give a subpar effort. There are a lot of people going door to door trying to do things the wrong way with no care about what it does to you. So why don't you go with the crew that uses premium products that are certified by the manufacturers to install? At McFall, you'll get state licensed building contractors for all your home renovation needs. With extra care, protect that pool, lawn, RV, or fancy fire pit during the process. And their process? Well, it's as easy as watching Florida State football stink. You get a detailed walkthrough before anything is even started. Call them today at 352-415-9098. I'm telling you, it'll be great. It's known as a small place with a big taste. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're really missing out. The place that's been voted best cheesesteaks in Gainesville, it's called Big Mills. Serving 100% top butt sirloin, 100% chicken breast on their cheesesteak sandwiches, Big Mills has a big taste. They also offer sausages, hot dogs, burgers, and salads with a baseball theme inside that every diehard is going to want to see. They've also got ice cream and milkshakes to wash it all down, so come on down to 2111 13th Street, right next to Adam's Ribs, and see why Big Mills is a small place with a big taste.
The world-famous Bud Light beer was introduced in 1982. Just think of all the great Gators moments since. And Bud Light was there for all of them. It was there at the tailgate, glowing on a neon sign at your favorite spot to watch the games. It was in the stadiums, arenas, ballparks too. Bud Light and Gators fans have shared decades of great moments together. Cheers to many more. Always 4 simple ingredients for a crisp, clean taste. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Get ready for an epic engagement event at International Diamond Center, September 12th, 13th, and 14th. IDC's flying in the entire collections, all the newest styles from both A. Jaffe and Verragio. Hundreds of new rings to choose from. A. Jaffe and Verragio, the world's 2 premier ring designers, together on the IDC stage with special incentives or 0 interest financing till 2028. At this event, see the entire collection from Simon G. Exquisite handcrafted rings from true artisans in California. And from New York, see the newest creations from A. Jaffe, creators of unique, meticulous meticulously designed bridal jewelry for over 130 years. Buy any A. Jaffe or Verragio ring at this event and get a $500 IDC gift card. Buy the entire engagement ring with matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Also, check out new fine jewelry from these renowned designers. Let the experts at IDC help you find both the perfect ring and the most dazzling diamond during this incredible 3-day event. Get the guaranteed best price up to $1,500 in savings or pay zero interest till 2028. It's September 12th, 13th, and 14th only at International Diamond Center in Celebration Point on approved credit.
The Hard Rock Bet Party's just getting started, and you're on the list. Hey, it's Steve Russell. Place your first $5 bet on Hard Rock Bet, and if it wins, you get $150 in bonus bets. That's extra firepower to kick off football season. Don't just watch the action from the sidelines. Get in the game on Hard Rock Bet today. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Electronics World has moved to serve you even better. Hi, this is Tom Collette. At Electronics World, we will continue to give you big box prices with local personal service. In a new spot, 3499 Northwest 97th Boulevard in Gainesville. At EW, you'll find Sony, Yamaha, Marantz, Powers & Wilkins, Martin Logan, and more. Also visit us online, electronicsworld.net. That's electronicsworld.net.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Pat Dooley is on the air.
Let's do it. It's go time.
You can be part of the show by calling 392-TALK. That's 392-8255.
You know, if I'm saying something to you, I don't say to you, I'm going to say something to you and then say it. I just say it.
Or hit the guys up on social media by tweeting to @JeffCardozaUF and @Pat_Dooley. The grill is hot and the beverages are ice cold. It's time to tailgate. Here are Jeff and Pat.
Yes, here we are on a Monday. I had to think what day it was. It already feels like it's already Tuesday. But it's a Monday here after the Florida Gators started out 1-0. Really, it's all that matters. They won the first game. They won 55-0. It is amazing to me, Jeff. And again, we are brought to you in the second hour by Meldon Law. They won't back down. That we had most of the calls we're getting are negative calls after a 55-0 win.
No, I don't think negative.
Not happy with the way Lagway started. Not, they've been negative. What have you been listening to? Guy was ripping Trey Wilson.
Well, he negative 4 yards receiving.
So
I don't think he was very good. He wasn't dynamic. He couldn't break any tackles. So I think he's lost some burst. I think other guys are better than him.
Oh, maybe he needed a game to get.
To me, he's not the best receiver on the team. Like we thought going in.
But he was saying
I would make him the fourth option.
What he was saying was he wasn't good before. That's where I disagreed. His freshman year he was very good.
Yeah.
And then he only had 19 catches, but he was hurt. Then he got hurt.
He was hurt a lot.
Yeah.
That it is. All right, second hour, 392-8255. If you want to be a part of things, again, a reminder, got 3 days left if you would like to get into our NFL Survivor Pool. Got several people already email and I'll get you that link today. I've got it pulled up during the show, so that way we can. I'll just send it right back to you if you send an email in. But email thetailgate, WRUF, @gmail.com. You get in, and thanks to Titan MRI, Joe is fantastic. Of course, everybody knows that, and there's no other place in town you should be getting MRIs and making sure you're checked out and looking okay. He is going to give $500 in cash to the Survivor Pool winner. So you got a chance for a big payday to get into that Survivor Pool. So make sure you get in, and all you got to do is pick one team every week. They win, you move on. They lose, you're out, like Texas.
Yeah, but the only problem I have with that is kind of like fantasy football, and that the team I picked the first week, I don't want to win. So now I'm rooting for a team I don't want them to win.
Then just get out, and you don't need to get the money. If you're that much of a baby about it.
No, I'm just saying I'm trying to win, but I picked Denver. I'll let everybody know that.
Yeah, they got an easy game. They should win.
I would hope so. And then Cam Ward was named captain. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, whatever. Cam Ward's good, though. All right, let's get back to the phones. Get Knoxville Gator to kick things off here in the second hour. Hey, Knoxville Gator.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's great to talk to you again. I haven't talked to you since last season. Hope you guys are doing well. And sorry you're having to work on Labor Day weekend, but I know that's kind of part of the deal. Hope you guys are at least having an opportunity to enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, good. Some downtime, too, so it's all good.
Yeah. Well, Pat, I hate to say this, but I know you had mentioned that you felt that the calls had been a little negative. I'm afraid I've got to throw one more negative your way. I want to address something that I'm really shocked and surprised that was not made a bigger deal of going into Saturday night's game. One of my biggest concerns was we were run out of fireworks.
Well, and they didn't? Is that your complaint?
That's right.
They didn't score enough?
Check on the pyro guys. No, there were. I love the game. I thought, I think there were plenty of fireworks on the field. You got to consider the competition. You got to consider first game. And like you guys have been talking about, you got to consider the fact that we've got some rust. Even your best players. In obviously Lagway's case, you had a situation where he really just hasn't, had enough time to practice. But I feel really good about the football team this year. I know the schedule, it was already difficult, just ratcheted up to another notch of difficulty.
I said in my back nine column it went from DEFCON 2 to DEFCON 1. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
I was just getting ready to say that. I saw that on your podcast, and I think that's correct. But you know what? I think it was the head ball coach. Didn't he say something that, hey, you know what? They got to play us too. So
that's true. They do.
I'm definitely looking forward to the team. I hope we're actually over in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg this weekend for the holiday, but I'm definitely hoping to make it down to at least a couple of games this year. But guys, appreciate it. Love the show, and happy Labor Day weekend.
Well, sweet. Yeah, enjoy Gatlinburg.
I've never been to you've been to Gatlinburg, haven't
several
you?
times.
Yeah,
it's gotten too touristy though for me. It's a lot. It's packed. Like you can't even move
like
around.
Dolly World, is it like that?
Dollywood.
Yeah. Or have you ever been to Elvis's place, Graceland?
Yeah.
We threatened to go one year, and then as we were going by, it was the line was so long. We said, let's just keep going.
When we were in Oxford last year, we drove over. Me and Kevin Kopp and Eric Castaldo took the rental car.
So you're lucky. You get to stay in Oxford. I never stayed in Oxford in my life because you couldn't get a room there. It's kind of like Starkville. Kind of like Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa is one of the all-time worst.
It's
you
tough
can't get a room there.
Tough to stay. Cattleman, you like Gatlinburg, or is that too touristy for you?
I was going to say, guys, with all this Tennessee talk, y'all going to have to crank up the Morgan Wallen, aren't you? A little talk in Tennessee. Kind of interested going from Knoxville Gator to Knoxville Cattleman. Guys, thanks for being there on Labor Day, like he was saying there, guys. But it's Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville. It's all tourist hell, but there are back roads. If you're a local, you can avoid all that. But there are better communities to go vacation up here. A lot of Gators like to come up to East Tennessee. It's no ocean, but it's if you've been around the ocean your whole life, the mountains are pretty nice. Asheville, North Carolina, too, before the flood got them. Or the hurricane.
Yeah, I love the area. It's beautiful.
All right, guys. My three thoughts on the weekend, wanted to run them by you. First one, me, I'm a little bit of a contrarian here, Pat, but I've mentioned this over the summer. How great was it seeing Archman and Leia Deuce up there in Columbus?
I didn't enjoy that part of it. I mean, there's nothing that guy did wrong about this whole publicity stuff, but his last name is Manning, and that is part of what he's got to deal with, and hopefully he'll be able to overcome it. But it was certainly not. It was not good, and it was really alarming to watch. I said this earlier, the number of sidearm throws that he had. They were so inaccurate.
I'll tell you what. Year one, Peyton got thrown into the fire, and I saw him lose at Mississippi State. And so it's just one game, I guess. I'll shoot. It's just one game, right?
Yep.
But I did this summer, all the pumping him up and everything. I think it'd be great if he has an awful year.
But why is it great? Because he didn't pump himself up.
Well, Did he? I don't know. I mean, the Manning family is a pretty big operation. But I just, we all got guys we root for and guys we don't. He's just kind of on my root against list. Okay. And one other thing about that ball game, guys, that kind of amazed me was, let's look at Ryan Day for a second. Here's a guy they were talking about firing after that Michigan game last year.
Mm-hmm.
He gets off the mat thanks to the ridiculous seating in the playoffs last year. He gets a home game when Ohio State should have probably been going on the road. The playoffs cookie crumbled his way. So that's and then he come beating Texas. He's going from the unemployment line to riding back on Easy Street all of a sudden. Probably looking for his NFL gig.
Well, and he brought in Matt Patricia and made the defense even better, I think. So that was pretty special. He's got a nipple ring, Cattleman. You into that?
No, not exactly.
But yeah, he obviously is going to be there and be fine, and they're going to be able to get the best players up there doing their thing, and they've got some dudes, so they should win a lot of games.
A lot of people think if there wasn't the playoff coming, they would have popped him that Monday or Tuesday after the Michigan game. If they were, say, off to the Citrus Bowl or something in the old system, he would have gotten fired that Monday or Tuesday.
Maybe. I don't even know what his buyout looks like, but it's kind of irrelevant now, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, just two things here for you guys. Best catch of the weekend, the Florida catch or the Miami receiver catch?
I think they were both incredible.
It's hard to pick one or the other. That Miami catch was pretty special, though, in between the two defenders.
And that was for a touchdown. So.
And it looked like the Notre Dame defender was ready to just pick it off.
That's what I thought.
But he instead of trying to knock it down, he was there like with his hands out like in a breadbasket. He should have just tried to go for the football and knock it away.
Yeah, and let's face it, speaking of off-season love, this Notre Dame coach, Jay from State Farm, has been getting a ton of love. I was kind of happy to see Notre Dame go down. Y'all know me, I don't think Mario can coach a lick, waterspout Mario, but I kind of enjoyed seeing Notre Dame and Jake from State Farm going down. Welcome back to reality for him. And last thing for you guys, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, Pat, I'm assuming you watched probably one of the biggest storylines of the year made for Hollywood movies. What'd you think about old Joey football?
I did not watch much of that game, a little bit of it early. He looked good, you know. I certainly think they won the trade. There's no question about that right now. But, of course, you know, Nico had a bad game. He was playing a much better team. Utah, I think, is going to be really good this year.
Yeah, early there, but just kind of, you know, dude started in community college. You don't hear much about guys going to community colleges anymore, somewhere out in California. Community college to App State to the big stage. It's kind of a made-for-Hollywood movie. Hey, last thing for you, Pat, do we need to call Mike Griffith up and rescind Fran Brown's Spurrier Award from last year? Because speaking of laying a deuce, he laid a deuce too.
No, because it was based on last year.